All right. Well, first, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Really
thank you.
appreciate it. I'm going to get right into it.
Okay.
You can look at me or the camera.
Okay.
More casual looking house. Your opponents argue that by following Republican leadership out of Washington before the shutdown, you missed an opportunity to help negotiate a bipartisan deal. How do you react to that?
Well, first of all, of my 3 years in Congress, most of the time Joe Biden has been the president, and I always voted to fund the government every single time, even when 100 or 120 people in my own party wouldn't do it because they were holding out for something. And in this case, I did just that. House Republicans together, unified, plus one Democrat, we voted to extend the Biden-Schumer budget that all the Democrats voted for last year, all the Democrats, well, enough Democrats voted for in March. There's nothing nefarious in that bill. And if there was a poison pill in there, I would understand it. But when you're extending a budget that you've already voted for, I think that's reasonable. And for me, being reasonable is the most important part here. Now, why are we here? Well, here's what happened. When Chuck Schumer did the right thing back in March, he paid a high political price for it. AOC came after him, Nancy Pelosi, Leader Jeffries. And so he's not going to go down the same path again, so he has to be seen fighting the Republicans. And so my guess is this continues until he decides that he can weather the storm and vote for it.
There's growing concerns that Medicaid reimbursement cuts are forcing more rural maternity wards to close, especially across the Midwest. How do you react to Nebraska women struggling to already have to drive an hour and a half to go see an OBGYN?
Well, so this is part of my calculus when I voted the One Big Beautiful Bill. Something that most folks don't know is that Nebraska, for the first time, is going to start getting state-directed payments, meaning close to $900 million are going to flow into hospitals across the state. What does that mean for a hospital in Columbus? It means $12 million. They have a birthing center there. What does it mean for the hospital in Norfolk? It's $10 million. It's money for the Broken Bow Hospital, for the O'Neill Hospital, places that they do deliver babies. And so because I know that money's coming in, I feel confident. Plus, we did a $50 billion rural health fund in the One Big Beautiful Bill, which, by the way, Chuck Schumer is proposing to get rid of, which makes no sense to me. But, you know, it is important to have OBGYN services. And we are fortunate in Nebraska. We have more OBGYNs in rural areas because we have a med mal cap at like 1.25 million, meaning their liability insurance is more affordable in states like Nebraska than it would be South Dakota. Listen, I live in rural Nebraska. I've watched my wife give birth twice in rural Nebraska. The quality care we have in this state is good, and there are hospitals that opt not to deliver babies anymore, but they do that knowing that there's places nearby that can do it.
Federal workers in Nebraska, including those in agriculture, TSA, the VA, are going without pay. If they're watching, what are you saying to them?
Thank you for what you do. This shouldn't happen to you. You shouldn't be put in this position. Please stay on the job. Americans rely on you. I am for you getting back pay. I am for making sure this doesn't happen again. I was going through the TSA line. The other day, and TSA agent just basically said, thanks for funding the government. Is this going to work? And I was like, I don't know, but we need you, and we appreciate you, and thank you for what you do, and I'm sorry this is happening to you.
How confident are you that a deal can be reached in the next few days?
Well, here's what I'm hearing on Capitol Hill. Democrats know that next Wednesday is a paycheck for the troops and the TSA agents. And they have organized a protest, a No Kings protest for October 18th. What I'm hearing from my colleagues on Capitol Hill is Democrats want to get to October 18th so they can have their protest. Listen, this isn't about the budget that we passed in the House. This isn't about the fact that we continue to fund the government. This is the Democrats basically saying we want to pick this fight with Donald Trump and we want to show him we don't agree with him. Unfortunately, their chess piece are federal employees and federal agencies, and I think that's wrong. You have plenty of opportunity to make your point when we have to do the bipartisan budget that also requires 60 votes. So I think this is going to continue on or about or after October 18th.
What happens past October 18th? Every
day it gets worse. Every single day that we are shut down, it's a parade of horribles. It's things you don't even think about. And it's every part of our society. Right now, I think there's a lot of Nebraskans that can go about their day and not really be impacted by a federal shutdown.
Correct.
That is going to change, and it is going to change in a very negative way, and it is going to get people upset. And we shouldn't have to go to the level where we get people upset. That people don't deserve to have to even have that anxiety in their life.
What's your top priority if the government does reopen?
Passing the full budget in a bipartisan way with 60 votes in the Senate, and getting our soybean farmers and our row crop farmers the economic aid they need to survive this growing season and the low prices combined with the Chinese not buying our products.
Do you think that's going to allow Congress to rebuild trust for the American people?
Well, I understand, when Congress's sole job is to appropriate the money, and when we fail to do that, I think it does call into question not only why did it happen, who made that happen, but where are we going from here? And what I want Americans to know is that I am always going to vote to fund the government. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter who's the majority leader in the Senate or who the speaker is. Not voting to fund the government is just outright irresponsible. And right now, this is laid at the Democrats' feet.
Regarding the government shutdown, is there anything that we haven't addressed that the main point you would want viewers to know?
I just want to reemphasize that I am very aware that our farmers are hurting right now, and that getting this done so that we can get the budget done is the priority. I worry that every day this lingers, we're not working on the real issue, which is the full mainline budget, and that I am at work working to make sure we take care of our farmers.
What keeps you and your team up at night? This is my last question for you. What nags at you?
Well, two things, really. Just the dangerous world we live in with adversaries like China, North Korea, Iran, and the dangers that they pose to our homeland and to our way of life. And also, right now, worried about the farm economy, worried about our farmers making it through this. I think we can provide them the aid they need, but we need long-term trade deals. We need more markets opened, and we need year-round E15.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I
Yes.
appreciate it.